Hello everyone, I'm Andrew Oster, and today I'm going to be spending some time talking about Tekla BIMsight. On our agenda today, we'll talk about what exactly Tekla BIMsight is, some of the differences between BIMsight and structures, some industry reviews, and we'll do an overview of how to use BIMsight. So first of all, BIMsight is a BIM coordination and review software. It is not a modeling software. It's been made as an alternate for Autodesk Navisworks. It essentially checks your MEP, structural, and architectural drawings against each other for any clashes or problems. Some of the differences between BIMsight and structures. Tekla Structures is a modeling software for structural subcontractors. The software is priced at over $1,000, and it's capable of doing estimation and exporting of shop drawings for specific machines, such as a CNC machine. Whereas BIMsight is a free software used for coordination, clash detection, notes, and it has the ability to do cutaways to view your project. Some reviews on BIMsight. Some of the pros are it's free, easy to learn, it's easy to create clash types, you can do different shade modes for viewing purposes, and the ease of adding notes. Some of the cons for BIMsight is you are unable to move individual pieces. If there is one beam that is out of place, you can't move just the single beam. It has to be the entire drawing. I've noticed that BIMsight tends to prefer IFC files. It won't automatically update your model, however it is fairly simple to update with any changes, and you cannot build clash reports. So the most important features in BIMsight would be the clash detection, note correspondence, cutaways, markups, measurements, and you can save your views. Now in a second we will switch over to BIMsight and we'll walk you through how to use some of the features. So here we are in the opening interface of Tekla BIMsight. This is the screen that shows up when you open up the program. On the right hand side there is a Learning Center, a Help menu, a few other resources, and a Settings tab. Now today we're going to be concerning ourselves with the Modern Hotel Sheets project that I have already uploaded. So I'm just going to open up the project, and this is the hotel that I had completed. I had uploaded two different drawings, a structural and an architectural. Now on the panel on the left side you will notice the titles of each of the drawings that you had uploaded. So the first being architectural, as described by the yellow, and a structural, as described by the yellow here. Now one of the features in this panel is the ability to change the visibility of each drawing set. So for the architectural, if I click the little eye tab, it'll make our entire architectural drawing invisible, thus leaving only our columns and footings, hence our structural drawing. I can go ahead and hide that as well if I had wanted to. Now if you are looking at your project and you want something that kind of pop out at you, everything is the same color, so another feature they have is the ability to change colors of your entire drawing. So, for example, we want to see our columns a little easier. We can change the colors, let's say lime green. That way, we can see all of our columns through the glass and the ends on the roof much easier. Now we're going to move on to checking for conflicts. Now in the upper left hand corner there's a tab that says conflict checking. If you click that, it'll bring you to a menu specifically for conflict rules. Now in this instance, I'm going to select a few features. The roof and the 6 columns that are extruded past the top of the roof. Now once selected, we're going to add a new rule. In this case, we will be finding conflicts between selected objects. However, and during the course of a real project, you may spend some time comparing your architectural and your structural, or your structural and your mechanical, etc., etc. Today we will just be looking at our selected objects. So now we set our overlap tolerance and minimum distance, and we save this rule. Now nothing has popped up because we haven't run our rule for conflicts. So the little arrows, if you click on that, it will run our rule. As you can see on the top, there's been 6 different clashes that have been found. Now on the right hand side, if you look, all of our clashes appear here. You can take and assign whether it's a new clash, and assign critical, or any other of the options. So for this case, I'll say that these are critical. Now I want my architect and my structural designer to see and review these clashes. So now we use our markup tool. This allows us to draw a circle for reference, and we can attach a note. Now for this note, we will say to please check columns and we will save it. Now we have the ability to share these notes with other people in the project. Top, there's a sharing tab. We can save this to our computer for emailing, or we can save it to a Dropbox or any other type of cloud computation software, or we can just save it to our desktop for references. Once received by our designer or architect, they have the ability to open up a note and see a description along with a picture. No matter what view you are looking at, if you double click your picture, it'll bring you back to the original problem. So now our architect has a clear view of the issue and can write a reply necessary. In this case, our architect will reply that review of columns has been completed. Now when he saves his review, he can upload it to Dropbox or email it back to any other party that has been affected. This way everybody is on the same page. One of the other cool tools within Tekla BIMsight is the ability to do cutaways. Now if we had so desired to look within our building, you can take a cutaway of the front side and any other side that you so desired. So in this case, we'll cut away at 2 different sides. This way we can look into the building at certain assemblies or locations. In this instance, we are looking at the inside of our penthouse suite. If I had wanted to show somebody in the future something within this frame, I can save this view down on the lower left hand corner. This now allows me, when I clear out my clip planes and I'm back to my original building, it allows me to double click and go back to that selected view at any point in time. I hope you guys had learned something. I will be standing around for questions, and thank you for listening.